What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some UFC fights for Sunday, February 12th, 2023. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own picks. I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for this event. Let's go ahead and get into the event. We're going to be looking at the main event and the co-main event for UFC 284. Now, this event takes place in Australia, and in the States, it might be February 11th, but the main event and the co-main event, they will definitely be fighting on Sunday the 12th in Australia. And so that's what I'm basing my numbers on. That's what I'm basing the distance to the birthdays on, stuff like that. But we're going to be looking at these two fights right here, the main event, the co-main, and the main event right here. Islam and Alexander and Yari versus Josh. So these two fights right here. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured here is I have the event information up top here, the name of the event, the arena, city, state, country, wherever it's located. Right here is the class for the event, the weight class. And then I have one fighter up top here, his name, his birthday, to and from, his fight record, any type of winning streak or losing streak that he's on, his UFC record, and specifically, as well as, since this is a title fight, I have his title record. Right here's the head-to-head last names between the two teams, the Gematria for it. And at the bottom is the other fighter, his name Gematria, his birthday, to and from, his fight record, any type of winning or losing streak that he's on, his UFC record, and then his title fight record. Let's go ahead and start with the co-main event, though, first. Yari versus Josh. I'm going to go over the numbers for Josh Emmett to win this fight. And then I'm going to go over numbers for Yari Rodriguez to win this fight. So starting with Josh Emmett, some numbers that can help him win this fight is the head-to-head last names, Rodriguez versus Emmett. Rodriguez versus Emmett sums to 219 and 93. Either one of these two fighters are going to become 9-3 for a UFC record with a loss. But if Josh Emmett wins and Yari becomes 9-3 for a UFC record with a loss, Rodriguez versus Emmett sums to 93. Well, Josh Emmett can also become 19-2 for a fight record in his career with a win. Rodriguez versus Emmett sums to 93 and 219. 219 is just an anagram of 192. It will be 129 days since Yari's last birthday, 129, 219, 192. These are all just anagrams of each other. And Yari Rodriguez can become 15-4 for a fight record in his career with a loss, as he becomes 9-3 for a UFC record with a loss. If we write out the number 93, 93 sums to 154. And that's kind of what I have. Oh, yeah. Perth, Australia. I should highlight this. Perth, Australia, which is where the fight's located, sums to 61. And Josh Emmett can get his 6th win in a row for his career as Yari ends his one-fight winning streak, kind of like 6-1-1-6, 61. There is 21 date numerology on the Gregorian. Written out, 21 sums to 102. Josh Emmett could become 10-2 for a UFC record with a win, like 102, but at the same time, Yari could become 10-2. So the UFC records are identical. So anything that you find in favor of one fighter can also be applied to the other fighter. But the bigger thing here is the 93, because 93 sums to 154. Yari can become 15-4. And then you can throw in the 219 for Rodriguez versus Emmett. 129 days since Yari's birthday. Josh Emmett could become 19-2. For a fight record in his career with the win. 192, 219, 129, all just anagrams of each other. Now for Yari, If Yari's going to win this fight, it could be based off of Josh Emmett's name. Josh Emmett, written out, sums to 38. Yari Rodriguez could become 16-3 for a fight record with a win. 163 is the 38th prime number. This is his 20th fight. This is Yari's 20th fight for his career. He does have one no contest, so this is why it's his 20th fight versus his 19th fight. But it is also 20 days until Josh Emmett's 38th birthday. Josh Emmett sums to 38, 20 days till his 38th birthday, and in Yari's 20th fight, he could become 16-3 for a fight record with a win against Josh Emmett, 163, the 38th prime number. Josh Emmett, written out, also sums to 52, and Josh Emmett can end his 5-fight winning streak with the loss as Yari Rodriguez gets his second win in a row, kind of like 52. It will be the 21st day of the 5th month on the Hebrew Civil, a day leaving 215 left in the Hebrew Civil year. And in Josh Emmett's 21st fight, he can end his 5-fight winning streak, 21-5, kind of like 21-5, 215 days left. It will be the 21st day of the 11th month on the Hebrew religious side of the calendar, 21-11. Oh, I guess I already had it typed in. 21-11 sums to 318. And Josh Emmett would become 18-3 for a fight record with a loss. 18-3, 318. They're just anagrams of each other. And I think that might be it. Oh, yeah, Rax Arena sums to 61 as well. That could be a favor for Josh Emmett for the upset. But, yeah, so just to go over it really quick, if Josh Emmett were going to win, it's Yari Rodriguez versus Emmett, 219-93. Josh Emmett could become 19-2, 129 days since Yari's birthday. He could become 15-4, as well as 9-3 for UFC record. 93 sums to 154. Josh Emmett would get a 6 win in a row, and Yari's 1-fight winning streak, like 61. Perth, Australia sums to 61. Rack Arena sums to 61. But Josh Emmett sums to 38 and 52. Yari can become 16-3 for a fight record with a win. 163, the 38th prime number. This being his 20th fight. 20 days till Josh Emmett's 38th birthday. Josh Emmett would end his 5-fight winning streak. Yari gets a second win in a row, like 52. 21st day of the 5th month on the Hebrew Civil. Day leaving 215 left. 21st fight for Josh Emmett can end his 5-fight winning streak, kind of like 215. And then you have the 18-3 here as well. 21st day of the 11th, 318th prime. All right, so let's move on to the main event.
Sorry to interrupt this video, you guys, but I need a huge favor from you. Can you go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below on who you think's going to win? It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
Main event here versus Islam and Alexander. Start with the bottom guy here, Alexander. What would it take for him to win this fight? Well, today we'll have 37 days, or excuse me, today we'll have a 37-date numerology on the Gregorian. If you write out 37, it sums to 60. Alexander could become a perfect 6-0 for title fights in his career, like 60 with the win. It will be the 43rd day of the Gregorian. 43, if you write it out, sums to 130. And Alexander could become 13-0, like 130 for a UFC record with the win. It will be February 12th, written 12/2, like 122. And Islam could become 12-2 for a UFC record with a loss. Islam would end his 11-fight winning streak as he becomes 1-1, like an 11 for title fights. Islam Makhachev, his name written out, sums to 126. And Alexander can become 26-1 for a fight record in his career with a win. 261, 126, just anagrams of each other. And this fight will take place in Perth, which sums to 23. Could be a reason why Alexander gets his 23rd win in a row. If we would look towards Islam to win this fight, his name, Islam Makhachev, sums to 252, and Alexander could become 25-2 for a fight record in his career with a loss. This will be a day with 37 date numerology on the Gregorian. 37 is the 12th prime number. It will be a day with 12 date numerology as well. And Islam can get his 12th win in a row as he keeps Alexander on 12 UFC fights. 12 UFC wins with a loss. It will be a day with 57 date numerology on the Gregorian. 57 sums to 131. Same day as Super Bowl 57. And Islam can become 13-1 for a UFC fight record in his career with a win, 131. 57 date numerology, 57 sums to 131. Islam Makhachev, he could become 24-1 for a fight record in his career with a win. 241. 241 is the 53rd prime number. 53 sums to 122. It will be the 12th day of February, like 122. But also, he would just get his 24th win. 24 sums to 103. And this will be the same day that the Super Bowl will be taking place in the NFL, which is the 103rd NFL season. So Islam could be lined up with the Super Bowl in a sense where he could become 13-1 for a UFC record as he gets his 24th win for his career. 24 sums to 103, this being the 103rd NFL season. Super Bowl 57, where 57 written out sums to 131. And 12, 22. I think that's about it. I didn't see anything else, I guess. So at 51 sums to 84. Yeah, I think that might be it. Let's just go over it again one more time. If Alexander was going to win this fight, he could become a perfect 13-0 for a UFC record in his career on the 43rd day of the Gregorian. 43 written out sums to 130. It will be a day with 37 date numerology on the Gregorian. 37 sums to 60. Alexander could become a perfect 6-0 for title fights, like 60. He would become 26-1 for a fight record in his career with a win, fighting Islam Makhachev, which sums to 126, 126, 261. They're just anagrams of each other. He would get his 23rd win for his career he would get his 23rd win in a row for his career in Perth, which sums to 23. And then Islam would become 12-2 for a UFC record on the 12th of February, 12/2, as he ends his 11-fight winning streak, becoming 1-1, like an 11 for title fights. But for Islam, if he's going to win, his name sums to 252. Alexander could become 25-2 for a fight record in his career with a loss. It could just be as simple as that. It will be a day with 37 date numerology on the Gregorian. 37, the 12th prime number. Islam can get his 12th win in a row as Alexander sits on 12 UFC fight wins with a loss. It will be a day with 57 date numerology on the Gregorian. 57 sums to 131. Islam could become 13-1 for a UFC record in his career with a win on the same day Super Bowl 57 is being played. He could become 24-1 for a fight record in his career. 251 is the 53rd prime number. If you spell out 53, it sums to 122. It being the 12th day of the second month on February. 12th day of the second month for the Gregorian. Also, he can just get his 24th win. 24 written out sums to 103. This being the same day as the 103rd NFL season, playing Super Bowl 57. Also, one more thing, 103 is the 27th prime number, and this will be Alexander's 27th fight for his career. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you insight to these fights for the main event and the co-main event. I really appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate the support. I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for this event. Hopefully you win all the money in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video.